Good morning. I'm at the barn today, not at the field, because I'm not going to strip any cotton today. As you can tell, it's a little overcast. Maybe you can't tell, but if you couldn't, it is a little bit overcast. It is today, Wednesday, November 19th. It's supposed to rain sometime today. I'm hoping for afternoon or later, and Thursday. And so because of that, the humidity's up high. I don't think it's going to come down at all today. So we decided last night, even though we were not necessarily close to the barn, we decided to go ahead and put the strippers and bring them in the barn. Try to keep them out of the rain as best we can because of just rust and rain getting into the bearings. I think I got a bird or an owl in here. Yep, for sure. But try to keep them out, especially like the row units. Like there's bearings down here, and they're down. Water just can just sit in those. And just in general, like we just never left them out. So, just try to baby them, keep them nice. We don't know how long it'll be in here, but not a big deal. So drove them over, got everything in the barn because we didn't know when the rain was going to hit. Because it had talked about it could be raining today, like 9 a.m. Well, it's before 8. It's not raining yet, so I'm gonna sow some wheat. Got the grain drill in here also, just in case. Again, just keeping stuff out of the weather if possible. It's really a nice morning. So I've got 120 acres I'd like to sow. We'll see. I don't have enough grain in the grain drill to get both fields done. But in case I was going to drop the grain cart off there, come back, sow, fill up, finish, drive the grain drill back, and then go get the cart. I'm just a little nervous about what if the rain comes and now I'm on the tractor and I can't hurry up anywhere? So I may just ask Dad, say, hey, would you please bring me some grain? And you're asking, how was stripping yesterday? Thank you for asking. It was a good day. Started a little late, around 2 or 3, because we had a blown O-ring in Dad's main header control that this block underneath the cab, and battery on the 4555s, the batteries have it acting up. I put new ones on, but wasn't starting right. And I think I showed you that, but we think Dad maybe fixed it, just cleaned the post, and the wires are real stiff. Maybe that lead's getting weak or some breaks in it. I don't know, but it was a good day stripping. We got 4 modules on the next farm. So how many acres? I don't know. I'm thinking about 60 to 70. It's a 160 acre field, and we're not halfway. We got 4 modules. By math, I counted the rows last night. Should be 6 or 7 more modules. So that cotton's doing pretty good, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it's all about better, kind of what I was hoping, I guess. I'll know better that this stuff is, that our gin, thank the Lord, is backed up because we've not had any cotton to gin. But the modules I've turned in on the first 2 farms I finished are like 1,000 modules ahead of them. There's a lot. That's a lot of modules. I finished at my parents' house on Saturday, and today is Wednesday. They hadn't picked those up yet. So I heard they were 3 days out, but they may be more than that. But I'd love to get at least those out of the field before the rain comes. Hopefully they're coming today. So how much have I done? 143 acres, 125 acres, plus 70 acres. So that puts me to 70. So 340 or so. 340. So things are going along. We've knocking out acres faster than we ever have. Thankful for that. Small stuff's breaking, stuff is broken, but it's small stuff we can fix. That's part of life and farming. Just keep praying for the big stuff to stay away, and for energy. Man, the allergies yesterday were bad. I'm just recovering today. I feel a little bit deeper voice. Don't you like it? And so I'm hoping for a good day. So I'm going to sow wheat and then load the grain drill and get more dust, and probably feel terrible again. But all right, I think I got it all. I'm ready to go. I'm going to go sow. I'll keep you along the way. All right, I made it to the first farm. This I sprayed, so that's dead or dying. Good to see that. We'll go ahead and get this metal out of the way. This is a 65 acres over here, and about a little less than 60 right over there. I'll get this whole farm finished. Sorry, there were some things I was seeing. I'll get this whole farm finished and then make a plan on the on getting grain. I'm hoping this feels pretty firm. I disked this, ran the field cultivator, and I sprayed it. Hopefully this Roundup's going to keep working on this volunteer wheat. And hopefully a lot more doesn't come up, but we gotta get doing. But I'm hoping it's firm, that this plant's good. I've had some issues when I'm using this drill with plowed ground with too much down pressure, which I can adjust, and I think I probably still will. But we got to have all the down pressure for, what am I trying to say? We got to have the down pressure for when we're planting into cotton ground, because it's hard as a rock. Here should not be hard as a rock, in theory. So, all right, all those are in field gear, which will let these gangs go down. I gotta get them folded. I think I've done everything. Get unfolded, get on my track line better, and get the make sure the down pressure is set where I want it. A little bit more. Okay. Stop. Put my gangs down. Bring my track line. Okay, so check that down pressure. All right, I'm going to lower this down. About 1100 for now. That may still be too much. I know guys in the sand and loose ground, a local farmer with the same grain drill as us, he runs like 500 pounds or so. But I'm gonna try that. Check it a little bit when the oil gets a little warmer and see what has changed. I don't know if there's moisture. I don't know if I want to get some moisture. And that top is dry. So we got rain coming. We got rain coming. I don't think this ground should crust, but I also don't want that to happen in case it would. So well, can't see anything, but my wheels are turning, or my chains are turning. Also going to get out and check the tightness of my chains here. Let me get into some better ground. And check these chains. It's hard because when they start getting like, they're hard to check when this drill's not moving because there's not any pressure on them. So try to find kind of where it feels like that. I think looks okay, but it's not too loose. And then these under here, which I can't get to very good, but those aren't too loose or too tight also. So we'll check the chains over, see if I can find some grain here. It's hard to find wheat seed. Yep, not good at this. Well, I'll find one. Found one. Right there. About 2 inches deep. Is that good? I don't know. I think that's good. I don't want it to get up right at the surface and we get a 2/4 inch and it sprouts and dies. So I think that's where I want to be. Keep trying it. I'm gonna watch these more from the cab and see, because they all seem kind of loose. They always kind of do to me, but I don't want to tighten them because I know they get extra pressure when they're pulling. Things are tight, you know. Pressure's holding about 1100. That's good. That hose is not holding. I'm hoping that makes it through today, because I'm going to have to get him to make me a new one of those. Just something with that crimp. I don't know. If I did a longer hose, that'd probably maybe help that a little bit, but he re-crimped it. Still no way up or not. Problem is, it's not flopping around. I'm gonna try tightening these up just a hair. Alrighty. That's better. What I kind of remember the other years is I pull this chain, as long as it doesn't hit, like clang against that metal when it's loose, that seems to be a pretty good tightness. So I'm gonna go with that for a little bit. Went a little further, let's see what it looks like now. Don't want that lint building up on there. That causes problems. That one's loosened on me. Check the other. It could be variation in terrain could cause it as well. That one's borderline tight. What to do, what to do, what to do. I think I'm gonna leave that one. That's a new chain from last year. The other one, although I don't want to get them too tight and to stretch them or break them for sure. But this one loosened up on me. Maybe I didn't tighten it good enough. Okay, those chains are about the same now, so we'll let that ride a little bit and check it again in a minute. Still leaking. Can I make it today? We're gonna find out. Well, I've got I don't really know what's here. If this is just a scrap pile. My best friends growing up lived in this house. I think I've told you that. It's his uncle that owns it now. But I don't know what's under here. By the pipes and stuff, I'm guessing maybe it was a windmill. Regardless, I'm not interested in hitting any of this stuff. Ooh, that's gonna be heavy. See if I can find any more treasures. Is that metal? That's rubber, something. So, like I said, I don't know what's out here. some ultras. Okay. I think that gets me clear. So, ants, stay out of that. All right, make rounds around this and then back to it. Let's take it's been a little bit longer. Let's go take a quick look at stuff. Gauges, chains, seed tubes. That's the one thing I want to for sure check. Still holding my down pressure where I want it. Still seeping oil out like I don't want it. Chain's all right. It just kind of goes back to that point. All right, I'm looking here in these seed tubes. I want to see seed in there, but not full of seed. If it's full of seed, then I've got a clog in the tube. All looks good there. Check that other chain just to make sure it's not crazy. That one's really good. I like that one. Okay, let's other things, I just want to check these discs and make sure I don't see anything kind of balling up, which would show me that there is a disc lockdown. Like if it's pushing dirt, then that disc is not spinning free. But everything looks good. I look behind me too to try to see like consistent ridges and valleys, and I am seeing that. My seed, the boxes are going down, so I am putting seed in, hopefully the right amount. I don't mess with that. It stays consistent until it's not, but I've got no reason to think it's not. Last thing I'm going to check is this hydraulic leak on this tractor. Hoping again they can last me through this planting. There's some oil, but I think it's going to be all right for now. For now. Now, quick quality control check. Still seeping there, but not terrible. Pressure's still good. Everything's still running. I just wanted to take a look at my seed cups, especially. The problem we get in those seed cups is like a piece of like a cotton stalk will get in there and it'll get caught sideways in the tube itself somewhere and fill that whole thing up with seed, and then you'll be shooting blanks. Nobody wants that. So everything's still going good. There's a little bit of a squeaking noise, a disc, you know, there's some stuff gets inside of those, but it's still, everything's still turning. But just trying to listen to that. See if I can find a seed for you. One right there. I don't know if I need to turn the pressure up just a hair. The tracks where I sprayed, it's obviously a little bit harder. It's real hard to find a seed, wheat seed, and so I haven't made the bottom of this furrow yet, so there's one. So that's still good. All right, I I don't want to set it in wet dirt, I don't think, because if it doesn't rain and it gets enough moisture to sprout, but there's nothing else to grow, that wouldn't be good. So getting it good and covered, because cranes will come and eat it, but not buried, because I don't want it to wash flat by chance and not have a chance to come up very good. So that's all the things. So far so good. I'm getting this first field knocked out, about to plow the ends. So I'll finish it on this west side. I'll make a round on the north, make a round on the south, around the house and all that, and then I'll get started on the other field. And I'll call Daddy to bring me seed soon. Anytime now, I should be able to fill up, and that'll get me through today. And then get everything back in the barn for whenever the rain comes. I don't know when it's coming or how much or any of that, but I'll be ready for it. A little bit of issues figuring out where to put my turn row here, but I thought it was going to be simple, because sorry, I'm right here now. I put a line in the field, in the mapping here, that I thought, based on John Deere Ops, splits that field pretty close to north and south. So it's not perfect, but there it is over there. And so when I plowed this with the field cultivator, with the disc first, I set a track line closest to that halfway point. I plowed. Then with the field cultivator, I used the 32-foot track spacings, 0 being down there, and this one just arbitrary would get me closest to that line, shorter or shorter than it or over it by the littlest amount, and that was going to be my 32-foot track spacing that I would use as my turn row, like edge of my turn row. So I did all that, and now my grain drill's not lining up where I plowed, so I must have done something. I did something wrong, I guess, because I'm doing it all and it's all different. So I think I have it now, but like I'm plowing over where I plowed, or planting over where I plowed, which is fine. It's not a big deal, but kind of where my tires are is where I plowed. I would expected that to be my spot. I'm thinking what I maybe did is when I sprayed down there, or when I may have had the track line shifted over or something to get to spray over the weeds, and that left me short here. I don't know, but this is going to be the edge of the farms, and it's going to be, kind of straddling that pink line. But I'm trying to get it as simple numbers, so that when I'm spraying here, I can jump on the track line to make this on both sides. It would make a nice even boundary where I don't have to guess each year, like when I'm spraying, like what's the track line that goes east to west and splits the field in half. That didn't make any sense to you. It's kind of not making sense to me either, but I'm gonna get it done one way or the other. I'm gonna get it done. Okay, I think I'm on the right rows. Yeah, normally it's kind of tricky. Normally I have last year's cotton stalks to go off of. This year I do not. Nothing's permanent. If I do something wrong, I can always fix it later, but okay, I think this is going to be more accurate. So I've started my track lines over there. So my 0 line's there, but I did it on 32-foot spacing. But I want to base everything off of 40. This is confusing because I plant on 40. So 32 would put my single row my planter in the ditch. So I scoot it over 4 feet. That's my 0 line for 40-foot track spacings. So I come over here to the closest 40-foot track spacing that gets me kind of along this line here. This purple line, that's a guess. And that's my first 40 my last 40 that's gonna be cotton and my first 40 that's gonna be in wheat. That's my 40-foot track line. But my drill's 30 feet and the planter's 40 feet, so I've got 5 feet of space on either end. I jump over 5 feet, which gets my planter at the edge of the wheat and the cotton, which is what I want. And then I go back and get my track lines to 30-foot spacings, and I get that to 0, which took 11 feet of shift. It doesn't matter to you, but I believe I'm in the right spot for where I'll have an even number, right number of 40-foot rows without a weird space, where I'll go cotton straight to wheat. I think it's gonna work. Again, if it's not, I can just, if I end up wrong, I'll just strip till into the wheat if I need to. It'll work out. All right, this looks a lot more like what I was expecting. My math is mathing a little bit better over here, so I know it's not perfect, but it's my field cultivator is a little wider, I think, than 32 feet, but that's what because of the harrows, the tines on the outside. So, all right, I'm gonna make a round, and my dad is on the way with the grain cart, so he'll get me filled up. Then we'll go back. I'm gonna help him get it back in the barn, because we kind of had to finagle it in. So, and then I'll finish. There comes the old man. Get a quick check over things. Yep, that's not gonna make it. Looks bad, but I don't think it's too bad. All right, I'm gonna get these boxes open, check my seed tubes over while I'm stopped. Seed tubes are good. Grain in there. Oh, not tall enough. All right, I'll put you on a time lapse here. I'm back to it after getting filled up with seed. Help Dad put the thingamajig, the grain cart, back in. We got everything just in there, just real tight, So got it put back in and ready for the rain. And all of a sudden the clouds are looking a little more ominous, but nothing's showing up on radar yet. So hammer down, got to get going. I've got about 6. What is it? That farm's a little bit bigger. 65 over there, more like 60 here, or a little under 58, something like that. So that'll be a good 3 hours of sowing. Hope I got 3 hours of not sunlight, but not rain. So we'll see what we can get done. Neighbor is stripping cotton. It's a little high humidity, but he said just gotta try to get done so he can move on back to his barn where most of his farmland is. So I talked to him about this turn row here. I said, or this boundary. I said, hey, is that a turn row, or did you plant up your half? He said, I have no idea. He said, well, I said, I have no idea. I took this farm over and there's no property boundaries or anything. So he said, same. So we're just gonna roll with, I'm just gonna sow wheat up to his cotton, and we'll just roll with that. And whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. I don't know how you do it without doing a survey and putting poles everywhere, which is kind of annoying, but sometimes it helps to have marks. Like over there on that farm, I had a single post and a tree. I'm just assuming the tree is right on the property line, and so from GPS I put it where I think the middle of the tree is and where I think the pole is, and running a line off of that. I think it's a pretty good line based on what the neighbors did next to me, or at least one of them. But over here, where this farm it's an angle right here, and then it's not quite parallel on this through as it is to what I'm doing right now. So I'm gonna have to kind of hand drive that, and then that north-south one it juts over, and then anyways, the south end of that other jut is not parallel either. You know, it's got a weird shape, but thankful to have it, thankful to be able to farm it. I'm not done, but I am working on the end rows on this first section. I decided I got all the way to the neighbor's cotton here, so I'm going to cut this end off, and then the next pass will finish me down here. Then I'll start working on these short ones back and forth. I don't know, it just made sense to go ahead and do this now. But actually talking to the neighbor over here who's stripping this cotton, trying to figure out where the boundary lines are. He doesn't know. He took this farm over, that farm in a couple years, and I just took this one over. There's no markers, so he's gonna talk with the landowner over there. It's his family land. He should know. He may have a better idea, but we kind of have a plan on how we're gonna share that. It should be low key and easy. It should be. It doesn't always mean that it is. It's like a couple feet here and there. It's not going to make or break you. If it does, we've got bigger problems to solve. So I think it's going to be good. We border each other in a couple other places, or are near each other anyways. So just good to have those conversations. Sorry, I don't want to hit my toolbar. Just glad to be able to have those conversations with him, and we'll figure out something. But the bottom line is this: neither one of us wants to have a weedy strip in the middle that we're having to take care of. It's not farm ground, so we want to farm everything that we can. For sure, sow everything coast to coast and not leave a deal. And then on cotton, it looks like he plants inrows, headlands, whatever you want to call them. And so I would assume he would plant that up to his middle of the turn row. Or maybe he wouldn't, maybe he'd leave it. But you know, I don't plant those, so I leave a turn row anyways. So it's going to work out, the bottom line is. But I've gotten over half of this foul, 35 acres sowed, so I think about 25 or so left, and so getting this knocked out. Weather is cooperating currently. Well, I'm very close. I'm on these short rows, but that is pretty close. It's kind of moving where it will miss me, but it could also build. So stay tuned. Well, it's getting bigger, but it's raining just right over there. I don't know if you can tell, but you can't see the mountains near as much. There's lightning around, but it's moving in a direction, if it stays that way, that it shouldn't come here. I might get some sprinkles along the way. Stripper's quitting. He might have actually been getting sprinkles over there where he was. Saw a drop earlier, but it's gonna be close. I mean, obviously it's all around. Will I make it? Place your wagers. That's how much I have to go. That's what I got left. I got to do the end and then all the ends here. I think I'm gonna be okay. It's still right there, but this back part has got me nervous that it could come this way, but oh, it's looking close. Just as I say that, it's sprinkles. So, and you saw the lightning. Well, give me 15 more minutes. 15. I don't need much. And then I'm going to the barn this way, which is away from it. So stay tuned. I'm gonna make it. They didn't get me, just a sprinkle. So all I got to do is come out here and then I'll be finished. So super blessed to be able to get this field, or both these fields, finished. Because I could have stripped today, obviously they did, but you know, it's not stripping as clean as it normally would when the humidity's down. So glad to get these 2 farms done. That'll be, well, now I guess now that Emily's parents bought that piece, that's not all the new land I have, which is a great blessing, but I can work on doing sowing after the cotton. But if the cotton, if we get rain, you know, delayed, if the cotton stripping goes well, I won't be as stressed about getting this done. Normally I'm doing it at the same time, trying to get in by the planting deadline, but I should be good on that this year. Thankful for that, unless it stays wet for a long time, and then we'll just adjust accordingly. But yeah, good. 120 acres down, quite a bit more to go, but had to start somewhere. Work the kinks out. You know, like gotta get a new hose, gotta do different things like that, you know. So I'll get this finished, folded up, go to the barn. Dad's gonna meet me there and help me back it in so we can get it out of the rain that's probably coming. Obviously it's around, and so that'll be it. What's today? Hopefully rain. If it doesn't rain, back to it. If it does rain, I will take the break and a chance to do some different things, relax a little bit, and get things ready for the next steps. One thing, if it does rain, is I could go ahead and work on this tractor's hydraulic system issue where we're having that leak. That actually may be what we decide to do, or what I decide to do. Hold on, let me get this. Okay, now I'm done. I may go ahead and drain this hydraulic fluid. So if I can't farm, might as well do some more mechanicing. So that's kind of what I was thinking while I was playing. That'd be a good time to get this get the stuff like that knocked out, so that I can for sure make it through the season without breaking down from an old league. So I'll keep you posted on that too. All right, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. If you're gonna farm it.